Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode 1346. It is Friday. I'm actually just getting my our cards ready for the free for all Friday name that player. So I'm just trying to get the sports. All right, perfect. We got 13 cards coming up, a nice little mix for name that player coming up later this morning. It is Friday. Hey, don't forget, I'm going to be in St. Charles, Illinois tomorrow for the Kane County Fairgrounds card show. Premier card shows tomorrow. St. Charles, Illinois, Kane County, right on Randall Road. Love this show. Probably my as a dealer, probably my favorite show to set up. It's I've had great success, and hopefully we can run it back. Have a good day of sales, and maybe typically I'm so busy I have not. Here's the thing: it's a double-edged sword. This is sometimes how it goes when you're setting up as a dealer at card shows. The card show has been great as a dealer, but I haven't bought much. The reason it's been so great as a seller, I don't have time to really leave my table. East Coast Tom actually came with me. I think was it the last show? Last show or two shows ago in St. Charles. He came with me, so was able to get away. He watched my table for a little bit. Now, normally I just have quarter cards and sometimes dollar cards, so I can walk away from my table, especially if it's like people I know that are sitting and looking through. I'm like, hey, I'm going to step away. But if there's like 10 people at my table, then if there's 2 or 3 people digging, I know they might be there for a while. I'll go meander around. But if there's a whole bunch of people, the first show, I think it was the very first show, I had like between 8 and 12 people or something like that the entire day, up until like 1:30, which is crazy. So I like to get there early so I can kind of walk the floor before the doors open. Also, what I do like, and I don't do this, I encourage early birds at the Madison Card Show, which is coming up the end of this month, December 28th, at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. I encourage early birds at the Madison Card Show. But what I do like about the St. Charles Card Show is they don't open the doors until 9 o'clock. So that gives dealers first dibs at walking around. So I don't have to, sometimes you get the early birds, they're getting the worms, right? So I'm like fighting the early birds, the Madison Card Show or Janesville, Rockford, but not in St. Charles. I get that early bird look myself, and I don't have to fight customers for some of the deals in the bargain boxes. So for selfish reasons, that's another reason I like this show. So if you're in the suburbs of Chicago, southern Wisconsin, come out and see us. Kane County Fairgrounds tomorrow, St. Charles, Illinois. It's a huge show, like 200 tables. So there'll be plenty for you to look at. Awesome show. I enjoy it and looking forward to being there again tomorrow. This is the first show. It's a great venue. They have a huge flea market there. They have a big like toy show. They have like animal things. It's basically, it's a fairground. But the venue's like not available. Like basically it's a 2 times a year show because they can only do the show on weekends when the venue is available. So I think March or May was the last show, and they're like, yeah, we can't get the venue until December. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta wait till December. So I'll enjoy it. So come on, see me tomorrow, St. Charles, Illinois. Hey, I had some auctions end last night. Quite a few auctions end last night. I've got some auctions ending tonight as well. And then auction ending takes a break for a few days until Tuesday when we launch our eBay auctions live following the Tuesday night auctions over at 99centcards.com. Check out the latest additions to the store as well as the latest auctions that went live last night. I think about 150 auctions went live last night. I only have like 50 auctions ending tonight, but I'm going to try to get 100 to 150 auctions going live tonight. I think I'm over 600 listings scheduled. Oh, wait. not scheduled. Active listings. I don't have anything scheduled yet for tonight. We'll do that later today. I will have, by the way, I will have new quarter boxes. I'll have plenty of new baseball quarter boxes. I'm going to try to get some football boxes put together, but definitely baseball stat. No, we want format auction. 663 auctions currently live at 99centcards.com. So get those bids in, 99centcards.com. Some good stuff ending tonight. I was really shocked at some of the auction endings last night. For the most part, everything went higher than I expected, but there was some stuff that it's like, I can't believe one thing, and this is probably just because I'm a Cubs fan. Now, it's not a Cubs card, but it's Hayden Wesneski, who's with the Cubs. And Hayden Wesneski, first Bowman gold paper. Now, I know paper doesn't sell as well as for sure, as well as chrome, but I thought a numbered to 50 Hayden Wesneski, I thought it'd sell for a couple bucks. It sold for 99 cents, so that was a good deal. Like, I would totally, if that was in a dollar box tomorrow, if that's at the card show tomorrow in the dollar box, I'm buying it. So somebody got a great deal last night on that card. There was the Yoshinobu Yamamoto NPB Chrome. This was a $25 card a year ago because that's what I was selling them for. $25. Sold for $1.05. $1 for, I think, $1.04. Like, holy shit. I bet that card in a buy it now, and I don't know. I haven't looked at comps recently. I know his market is way down from last year, but I was surprised by that. But then, like the Mickey Mantle home run set card, which I put in my eBay store typically for $1.75, sold for like, I can't remember what it was, $4 or $5. I had some other stuff that sold for $3 or $4 that I thought would be 99 cents. So this is actually kind of the fun that I'm getting. Now, if it was a bunch of 99-cent $1.04 where it's like, oh, I wish that would have sold for higher. If that was happening more often than cards going for $5 that I thought would sell for 99 cents or not sell at all, but it's a nice mix. So it's kind of fun. I think there was a Young Guns that sold for like 10 or 11 bucks. And it's like, I would have put that in my dollar box. So it's a nice mix. And I think overall, and I don't go back and look to compare. Every once in a while I'll see, okay, I thought I'd make $500 on these auctions and I made $550, but it pretty much equals out in the end based on, my expectations on some of the stuff. And if they don't sell, just pop them in as a buy it now, just relist. I don't want to relist auctions as auctions. I want to relist them as buy it now just to move the stuff. If it doesn't sell once, it's easy. I can pop it in as a buy it now because what I don't want, I'm paying for them now. I don't want to get into where, okay, it didn't sell 3 times in a row. I just spent 30 cents or 45 cents on this auction that ended up not selling. And then if you do list it as a buy it now for $1.75, well, you've just got 45 cents in auction fees on top of all of your other fees. So that's why I only run auctions one time through, end it, and pop them in as a buy it now. So 99centcards.com. What else is going on? I felt pretty crappy yesterday. It's a combination of probably one too many Coors Lights on Wednesday night and just junk. I was good for a couple days coming off Thanksgiving weekend. All weekend, I'm eating garbage, just Thanksgiving food, right? Got groceries. I was good for a couple days. And then my wife had this party on Wednesday. Of course, I go out. I had a Reuben at the Village Green. I wasn't really in the mood for a burger. They have great burgers, but I'm like, I'm going to try their Reuben, which was pretty good. They put the 1,000. What I didn't like though, is they just gave me a packet of Thousand Island dressing. So like on the side, like just a packet on the side. And I'm like, and I took a bite before putting the Thousand Island. That's like what puts it all together. That Thousand Island dressing puts it all together. But it was a good Reuben. And then yesterday I was eating like just junk. I was just like grazing off the leftovers from the party, like dips and just oh. So, but I think sometimes when you're feeling a little hungover from the night before, you just eat junk. So try to get some fruits and vegetables in my diet today so I can feel good today, getting prepared for tomorrow's show, and of course tomorrow at the card show. What else? There was something I was going to talk about from yesterday, but I forget. I had a weird dream last night, though. I had a freaking bizarre dream. I guess you could classify it as a nightmare. So I had this nightmare that I was living in Macomb. No, I had this nightmare that I think I was living in my old house in Macomb, and that was like part of it. But I don't know. It's like this is one of those where like the dreams are like I remember parts of the dream, but it's like I remember that part, I remember that part, I remember that part, but I don't know what order this all occurred. But I remember I was like out in the middle of nowhere, like out in the country, and I was like it was almost like a doctor's appointment. They were like probing me. It's like maybe I was abducted by aliens. Maybe this wasn't a dream. Maybe I was abducted by aliens last night. Ever think of that? So I was like not getting probed, but I was like, and all of a sudden it like dawned on me. I don't know if this is weird. And actually, now that I think about it, it did kind of feel alienish. So I remember like escaping this like place, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. And I was like running, and there was these like small, like super small, like backwoods towns. And I stopped and I wanted a beer. Like, I need a beer. And I wanted a 6-pack, and they gave me a 12-pack. It's like, I don't want 12, I want 6. And it was Amstel Light. For some reason, Amstel Light. I don't drink Amstel Light. The only time I've drank Amstel Light was when I was in Amsterdam. But I drank Amstel Light, or I didn't drink it, but I bought it. And the guy at the like was giving me the heebie-jeebies, like the guy that was trying to probe me. And I'm like, I want Amstel Light. And then some other dude like comes up, and they get in a fight. It was almost like robots, aliens, robots, whatever. But I get the Amstel Light is a 12-pack, and I look at it, and it looks like, AI, when you see like AI and it's just like jumbled up letters. It's not like Amstel Light. It looks like it's like Osteria or something. It's like not, it's all like blurred and like the weird like AI. So that's what this Amstel Light 12-pack looked like. And I'm like, I don't trust this. Like that dude, like I think they're all in this backwoods, like weirdo alien robot thing. So I run, I get out of there. And I stop, and there was this like not a fountain, but I don't know. I can't explain what it was, but I took the can out of the fake Amstel Light, and I threw it at a tree, I think. And then I took the 12-pack box and I chucked it into this like bench. And then I ran, and I get to a road. It's like I get to this road where I get to the highway, and it's like a force field, and I can't get it. And I'm on my phone, and it's scrambled, and then I woke up. So I don't know what happened, but could have been aliens. That was a bizarre dream. Like, I don't know, like what the hell was I watching that led to this weird ass dream? I did have like briefly when I was in here listing some auctions yesterday, I did turn on like Tubi. They've got great horror movies, which normally I'm not like in the horror movie, but it's like I've watched a lot of Christmas movies lately, so I needed something, a little change of pace. So I was there was, what the hell movie was it called? I can't remember, but maybe something, maybe the plot line of that led to it. John says alien abductions only happen to Midwest and like Southwest, like New Mexico, Nevada, Arizona, and then the Midwest. I used to not believe in aliens, but I believed in ghosts back in the day. Now it's vice versa. Now I believe there are aliens somewhere out there. Hell, they could be our neighbors. Sometimes I think that, like, I think this is alien. My last neighborhood, people across the street, I think they were like aliens. They were totally not human. They were weird. But I believe that there are other life. Like, this is a huge, vast universe with multiple universes out there. I think there are aliens out there. But I do not believe in ghosts. And I've shared this story probably many times, that I stopped believing in ghosts when I took a ghost tour. And it's like, this is hokey pokey bullshit. So I don't believe that there are ghosts. But just because I've never seen a ghost, this reminds me of, what movie was it? Or a TV show. Oh, what the hell was it? Where it's like, oh, the Santa Claus. Because I had the Santa Claus on as well. Santa Claus and horror movies back to back. Maybe that's why I'm having these weird ass dreams. Have you ever seen $1 million? Like, not believing Santa Claus is real. Because he's never I've never seen Santa Claus. Well, have you ever seen $1 million? No, but $1 million exists. So that's what, just because I've never seen a ghost or an alien, but I don't believe in ghosts. But it's not one of those things where it's like, you tell me that, you might be able to convince me. I do think there's aliens. I definitely think there's other life forms, but I don't think they're like little green men, like how they've been portrayed for the last 50, 75 years. I don't think it's that. I think there's other life forms that would be alien to us. Alien to us. So that was some bizarre shit in my dream last night. That's about my day. That's about my day. We'll get into the chat here real quick. I thought there was something else. You know what's strange is I forget a lot in the mornings now that I don't drink my coffee. Like, I used to bring my coffee down and I drank my coffee with you. I think I need to do that again. Because I, like, as soon as I get my coffee, it like stimulates my brain and my memory, the memory portion of my brain. And it stimulates that, because I'm just drinking water and I just don't remember shit. And it's just like, come and hop on and drink your coffee with me, who's drinking water. I need to drink coffee again. So it stimulates my brain so I don't forget all this shit. Let's go to the chat. Andy Mack is here. What's happening? Good morning. David is in the house. Good morning. Peter's here. Happy Friday. Porter's here. Good morning. Boston Smoke's in the house. Victor is here. Good morning. Orlando, hello. Michael Renicke's in the house. Steve is here. What's up, Steve? Zach and Porter here. I don't think it is legal to have a card show between Christmas and New Year. Oh, it's legal, and it's amazing. Legal and amazing. Last year we did it, the Madison Card Show, and I thought, like, oh man, this is going to be a sucky card show. And it was like one of the best card shows of the year in 2023. So I've got high expectations. For the next few months. Typically, November, December, January, February, those are the best card shows in Madison. Now, other shows are good, but those, from like pretty much an all-around standpoint, big crowds, people spending money, November through February. And then, the rest of the July is a great month for like to sell. Like, people are buying up tables to take inventory to the National. March and April are still pretty good, but they're not coming. They're, coming off the highs, but still, they would probably rank right behind those months. June is still pretty good. May and June are still pretty good. But then, August, the fall shows, surprisingly, like you would think it would start to go back up, but it's still kind of creeping down until you hit November where it goes back up. So, basically, August, September, and October are probably the worst card shows of the year in Madison. Even like June and July, like the last couple of years, June and July have been better than August, September, October. And then November through February are really good. Where are we at? Philly Joe's here. Good morning. Max is here. He says, the way it should be, but for your setup, it's impossible. Oh, the early bird thing. Yeah, it is. We did the first couple shows, we did it that way, where doors opened at 9, but it was only in the upstairs ballroom. There was no hallway, there was no downstairs. But yeah, it's it is probably not. Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah, it's impossible. John says George was shaming you on punctuality. Where was George? Did I miss his comment? Did I miss George's comment? I don't see it. I don't see George's comment. Brian is here. Good morning. Kyle says, good morning. I dreamt I was at the Madison Card. Another dream. I dreamt I was at the Madison Card Show, hoping that dream becomes reality in January. Heck yeah. January, is it 25th? It's 25th, 22nd, 29th for next year. January 25th should be a great show. Mr. Archer, good morning. Andy Mack says, back in 2000, I went to some raves at the Kane County Fairgrounds. They have it all. They have it all. Card shows, toy shows, petting zoos, and flea markets and raves. Hayden Wisniewski. Are we just making names up now? Hayden Wisniewski. He was starting pitcher for the Chicago Cubs. Battled some injuries. Also been in the bullpen. Bargain Boxer says, all cards go to 0. Let's go. John says, I dreamed I was back in a hobby where players were collected based on merit and likability, not on their serial number. Those were the days, and those days are over. Those days are over. Where are we at? Zach says, wait, are those auctions now the real comp, or were you buy it now listings the real comp? Which one is real? Buy it now listings are the real comp. Auctions are fake comps. Bargain Boxer says, make cards affordable again. Scott's here. What's up? Good morning. Bargain Boxer says, auctions are the real. That's coming from a true buyer who never sells. That's coming from a buyer that never sells. Auctions are the real comp. Dan is here. What's happening? Mark Marinello's in the house. Good morning. Bargain Boxer says, love the new chat. What is the new chat feature? Is there a new chat feature on your end? It's the same on my end. I'm on StreamYard, so maybe YouTube has a new feature. Zach says, Bo's Mickey Mantle example, it sounds like his buy it now is the outlier. Heads are exploding. Exploding, I tell you. Yeah. New auction set the new comp. No, here's the thing. This is a good point that Zach brings up, because I'm like, auctions are fake comps. Here's the thing with the Mickey Mantle examples. I'm not going to set those at buy it nows in the future. Like, I took a screenshot of it because I'm like, holy shit, this is a card that I would have sold this for $1.75. Let's see. Sold for $5.50. Sold for even more than I was remembering. $5.50. So I won't list that. I'm not going to list that in my store as $5.50 for other Mickey Mantle home run cards. But I'll run them at auctions, and maybe they don't sell. Maybe they sell for 99 cents. Maybe they sell for $5.50. I'll let the auctions let that play out. So that's kind of how I'm going to run that example. Now, every card that I plan to sell is unique, where it's like, well, just because this sold for $5.50 at auction doesn't mean I'm going to list it as a buy it now or maybe I will list it as a buy it now. Maybe it's $750 or best offer. Who knows? Everything is different. Mark's here. What's up? Good morning. Kyle says, I listed a bulk NBA lot on auction for $14.99 free shipping. Didn't sell. Relisted for 99 cents plus $14 shipping. Sold for $4.25 with multiple bids. I was happy. And that, my friends, is why 99-cent auctions are the way to go. I typically, even if $14.99 is a starting price, like I'd pay $15 for that. That $14.99 starting price, it's all in the head. It's all a mind game. It's a mind fuck. These higher auction prices, I hate them. I avoid them. Just like what happened to Kyle's auction. Nobody bid. He relisted it for the exact same price, but that bid price is 99 cents, and all of a sudden there's action. And that's what tends to happen. Does that happen every time? No. But it's more common than you might realize. Mark says, I'm at the tail end of a stomach virus. Those are the worst. Wouldn't want to wish it on my worst enemy. No. Stomach virus. Oof. Cooter said, had the Boz last night. Oh, I know the Boz. Wasn't as good as the one we had on your trip. Oh, that was some good pizza. The Boz, Oklahoma City. Sarah Collectibles, what's going on? Good morning. Bargain Boxer says, if anybody is selling a lot of cards numbered of 100 or less, they want to move. I'm a buyer. Bargain Boxer's a buyer. Johnny M's here. Good morning. Tuesday, they're going to stop and restart my heart. That is not what we want to hear this morning. To try and get me out of AFib. Fun times. eBay sales are down. Don't really care. Yeah. Well, good luck. Thoughts are with you. That's scary. Bargain Boxer has AFib. Not good. Johnny M says, did they reboot you? The aliens. Maybe they did. Bargain Boxer says, no, they've never. Oh, maybe Johnny's talking about Bargain Boxer. Not my dream about aliens. No, they've never even suggested it. You don't need a reboot. Sarah Collectible says, so how did you start out promoting your eBay store? What tips or tricks can you share about promoting your store on social media platforms? That is a great question. And I kind of learned through mistakes initially. And actually it's, I think the best piece of advice I received from starting this as I've been doing this for off and on 25 years on eBay. But as I got back into it and selling more as more of a side hustle than previous, my best piece of advice came from one of my wife's friends who's in marketing. And I had started a side Twitter channel. Like I had my personal Twitter feed that I just basically talked sports, and I still have it, but I only randomly tweet. Like once every 6 months, I seem to tweet on that feed. So I wanted my own card Twitter. And so I created, it was called Set Filler Cards. Basically, I just retweet 1 million Cubs on that feed now. So Set Filler Cards was when I was big into sport lots as a seller. And so my ideal business was selling to set collectors. So 77 tops, 78 tops, 81 Donruss, all that stuff in my sport lot store. So setfillercards.com, sport lots and all that. So I had this Twitter feed for Set Filler Cards, and it was all cards, and I didn't get much traction on it. And still to this day, I may have 500 followers. That's it. Because I was doing it all wrong. And what I was doing was I was just tweeting out. Every once in a while I'd tweet out like, oh, this is a cool Ken Griffey Jr. card. And that gets traction. And that's, people like that stuff. But a lot of it was just spamming my listings. That's the number one biggest mistake you can make on social media platforms is just spamming listings. And like machine gunning all your new auctions. Now, is it important to every once in a while spam your, and I shouldn't say spam, like send out links, but make it make it mean something. Hey, I've got these auctions. I've got this great card at auction. It's only at 99 cents right now. Get your bids in. And then put the link to your store. But a lot of social media is just being real and just sharing a little bit of everything to the audience. And the piece of advice that I received from my wife's friend, we were at dinner and I think I had already started my Set Filler Cards account. And she said, give people advice. And she was a big Gary V. She's a big Gary V. And I was into Gary V before he got into cards. And I don't watch much of his stuff now because a lot of it's NFTs and his own stuff. But he still dabbles in cards now. But just his business advice is excellent. And so it kind of came from that front. And she said, just offer advice on things that you think are like second nature to you. But to most people, it's not. And I remember this is when eBay bucks. And this was when I like put it to practice, and I kept that in the back of my mind, and I never really put it to practice for a few months or whenever I started 1 Million Cubs project. And that's when things took off. But it was a hook. Like, oh wow, 1 million, this guy's gonna collect 1 million Cubs. So I had that hook going for me. One of the biggest things I noticed from that advice I received was eBay bucks were a big thing back in the day. And I just assumed everybody knew about eBay bucks. And you had to opt in to eBay bucks. It wasn't just, you just didn't get them. You had to opt into the program. I could not believe when I sent this tweet out, I'm like, everybody knows about eBay bucks. Why am I even tweeting this? I tweeted out, did you know about eBay bucks? Whatever. It might have been a blog post I did. I could not believe the amount of people that did not know about eBay bucks. And it just went boom. There was retweets. Oh my God, I didn't know this. My buddy saw it, text me, and he's into like sports memorabilia, jerseys, game use stuff. And he texts me and he goes, dude, I had no idea. He's like, I've spent like 10 grand this year on eBay, and I had no idea you could get cash back on eBay bucks. And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, if just this one thing, if you give advice, and I think that's the biggest part of social media is helping other people. That's why we come on here. And I love taking questions like this because I learn something every day. Like I'll learn stuff every day from people watching. So I think that's that piece of advice from my wife's friend was invaluable on passing knowledge that you think is second nature, but a lot of people that may follow you on social media, like, oh, I had no idea about that. There's still sellers that have store subscriptions that have no idea about free supplies. Now, of course, it's free isn't free, but you use it or lose it. You can get bubble mailers, boxes. If you have an eBay store subscription, if it's the basic or above, you get a coupon. I think basic is $25 or a quarter. Premium store is $50 a quarter. And you can get boxes. You can get bubble mailers. There's a bunch of stuff that you can get through your store subscription. Free supplies, coupon for free supplies. And I'm still surprised to this day when I see people mention it on YouTube channels, and I'll see comments like, I have a store subscription. I had no idea. So it's just things like that don't blow up your, if it's Twitter, if it's Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media platform you're on, don't just blow it up with, your listings, but provide content that's valuable for the consumer of your stream, your feed. And then like every once in a while, like if it, like so much of the content you can put out there on Twitter is just, I could tweet out this Todd Marinovich 24 karat gold chase card, but this post dates the Reggie Jackson. So we'll just tweet this out and we'll see. And then sometimes it's like, you know what? I bet this gets a ton of traction on social media. And sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes I'll tweet a random picture of a 1989 Topps baseball card, And it's like, oh, this will get 3 likes. And it freaking gets 27 retweets. So we're just going to tweet out, remember chasing the action-packed 24 karat. Oh. Keeps auto-correcting. Todd Marinovich. So yeah, so that's some advice on building your social media platforms. John says alien abductions only happen to Midwesterners. They don't fuck around and find out with the East Coasters. Why is that? Why are all the? I think it's because it's East Coast is mainly urban. We're out in the Midwest. It's cornfields and land, flyover land. That dude from Duryea says, what's up, guys? Regular Amstel, not the light version, is not sold in the U.S. because it is Heineken. I did not know that. Sarah Collectible says, how long did it take you to reach your followers on eBay and social media? Well, it builds every day. So I've had my eBay store since 2015. So it's been 10 years, almost 10 years. My Twitter feed started in December of 2017. So it's been exactly, 7 years on Twitter. Instagram, I don't even know when I started Instagram, and I don't have that many followers on Instagram because I don't know how to use it. So it takes time. Like, it's not something that you just don't start something up and then in a year you're at 10,000. It could happen. If you want to grow it organically, it's going to take some time. So Orlando believes in aliens and ghosts. Porter says, sounds like a melatonin dream. Speaking of horror movies on Tubi, let's hear you do that Bubba voice again. What was my Bubba voice? Card Collector 2 is an alien, says Bargain Boxer. John says, most of the world believes in ghosts every Sunday. Saturdays for others, 6 times a day for others. Jody's here. Good morning. Bargain Boxer says, ghosts and aliens wasn't on my bingo card for today. That's why it's the free-for-all. It's a free-for-all Friday. We talk about everything. Cooter says, sorry you didn't get to meet House Ghost on your trip. She is just part of the family now. Yeah, no ghost interactions. Uncle Rich, good morning. Johnny M says, I hope we're not the most intelligent life form in the universe. Amen to that. The universe is fucked because we're pretty much dumbasses. I agree with that. That dude from Duryea says, most people would look at us like aliens talking and guessing sports cards on a Friday morning, but maybe they are not normal. Right. Like, who really is the alien? Uncle Rich says, that is one of the best weekends along with Thanksgiving Day weekend to have a card show. Max says, July. Bargain Boxer says, wish I could make it to St. Charles, but 3 hours driving and the snow is no bueno. It's supposed to be warm up here. Did you get much snow down there? We got a dusting the other night, but it's supposed to be like 45 degrees tomorrow. So I'm like, hey, because it's been colder. We had below zero wind chills yesterday morning. And I'm like, God, is it going to warm up? It's like, no, it's December. It's not going to warm up for 6 months. But it is going to warm up into the 40. I think going to be almost 50 on Sunday. So it's like, oh, nice. I'll take every 45, 50 degree day I can here in the next 4, 5, 6 months. Uncle Rich says, or not 6 months, that puts us in June. Uncle Rich says, people want to get out of their living places during those holiday weekends. Unicorn Cupcake says, hope LRS didn't buy any Hawk Tua crypto. George made a video today is what I'm referencing. George made a video. There's George. He says, what's up, MFers? I'm drunk and contemplating a trip to Seoul for the impending chaos tomorrow. Also, to be fair, I said Bo is an A-lister in my book. LOL. Well, thank you. Mark's here. What's up, Mark? You're not in the live chat very often. Red Light, good morning. John says, you said C-lister. Max says, so if there's a card that sells for 100, 100, 100, 25, and the 25 is the auction price, we are really going to argue that the 25 is even feasible as a comp. If this is you, go do something else. Yes, that is called an outlier, and that is not a real comp. John says, you people need to realize card hobbying is an art, not a science. It's fucking jazz. And I love jazz too. So does Orlando. George says, I was listening to jazz and talking to an Aussie friend until my previous comment. What about the Utah Jazz? John loved jazz when I played. I didn't need to read the sheet music. George is also drinking buckets of Japanese beer. The two heart patients obviously have different healthcare providers. Porter says, Mark will be wishing that stomach bug on Frankie Montas in just a few short months. Dave, what's up? Bushnell in the house. I'm ready to dominate. Name that player. We've got a nice mix. We've got a nice mix of cards today. I say that every week. Mark, I shat myself to near death from some chicken a couple weeks ago. Lots of yogurt has almost gotten me in peak condition again. Johnny, get better. John says, buy some followers. Can you actually buy followers? Bargain Boxer misses the eBay bucks I've been on since 1997. Wow. Early adopter. I was July of 99 was my very first eBay username. eBucks. John says the only thing you can get is stickers and thank you cards. Everything else isn't worth the 25% coupon. But if you have a store, why not use it? Why not use it? Like it comes with the subscription. So it's better to use it on bubble mailers and boxes than it is to like stickers and I don't want stickers and thank you cards. Done the math. It is. It's like for 200 bubble mailers, I think it's like, because I end up paying like, I think $17. So that's what, $67. So you do the math. My Supply Hut was way cheaper than that. But I'm still going to use it on, I'll probably use it on like big bubble mailers or I don't know, boxes. I don't know. You got to use it on something. So what is the price? 67 divided by 200. That's 33 cents. I think my Supply Hut was like 9 cents a bubble mailer. So yeah, 34 cents for a bubble mailer is the value you're getting. But basically I'm paying now that I get the Supply Hut, I'm not going to spend the 17. I'm using a lot more bubble mailers now, and I'm just going to pay 9 cents through Supply Hut. But I was basically just using the 200. So I was seeing it as paying $17 for 200 bubble mailers. So I saw it as saying, which is about 8.5, 9 cents what I pay at Supply Hut. Where are we at? This was the topic of George's video. Porter says, did you see that a few people were pulling 15 plus Arenado cards from holiday mega boxes? I pray that Bo dreams about pulling a case worth of Yachty cards. I did see something briefly about multiple cards of the same card in boxes, but I didn't really look too much into it. So that was apparently the holiday mega boxes. Where are we at? George says, it is indeed the topic, LOL. Success comes with building a following and brand. John says, Bitcoin was at $1,500 when Bo started, which I believe Bitcoin is now. Where's Low Roller Scratcher? He blessed us with his existence yesterday morning, but not today. Bitcoin is under 100,000, I think. Bitcoin, 98,774. Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. Oh, that was a good one. Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. End the stream and go buy all the Hawk coin. Cody's here. Good morning. 608 Sports Cards. What will you be ripping for the holiday rip night? So I have a case of 2022 Topps Chrome update that I'm going to unseal and rip open a box of that. I've got one box of Chrome NPB from 2021 or 2022, one of those years. I've also got a 2020 Topps update box. I've got a 2016 Topps Mega Box case, but I think I'm gonna just leave that sealed. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that shit. So definitely the Chrome update from 2022. By the way, the Couch People Christmas party is next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, 7 p.m. ish. Next Saturday night, Ernie will be with us. Ernie will hang out with us. We'll be in here just hanging out. Stream will be open, so you can all join us. Couch People Christmas party next Saturday, December 14th, 7 p.m. Central. If you want to rip boxes and on stream, go ahead. We just hang out, talk cards, and probably food. We'll talk food. Maybe I'll splurge. I've still got from Jean Morning. I've still got a Casey's gift card that I have not used. I've not had Casey's. Oh wait, I had it one time and it was awful. Crystal Lake Casey's. Never again. I had breakfast pizza and it was awful. I haven't had a taco pizza though in probably almost a year. So I'm going to use that gift card on a taco pizza. Couch People Christmas party. George says, I said in the hobby, he may be a C-lister based on folks like Jeff, Mojo, Jabs, etc. But in my book, he's an A-lister. Well, thank you, George. Card collectors here. Is that Bowman box worth it? It feels like average collectors are getting priced out. $1,000 is kind of insane. So probably talking about Bowman draft. I don't think it's worth it. Some people, I mean, a lot of people do think it's worth it because it's selling like hotcakes. I would not recommend buying any type of Bowman because it's crazy price, and you might pull a $10 auto and pay $600 for a box. So I don't think it's worth it. Some people do. I am not one of those people. Card collector says, and it feels like Topps are moving away from blaster boxes. No update Chrome blasters, no Bowman blasters. So there are Bowman blasters. Bowman draft has never been a retail product. So there's some products that are hobby only. Some products are retail only. And then some products have both SKUs. So Bowman draft has never been a retail product, which is kind of good because it like regular Bowman is crazy printed because there's hobby and retail, and it's just it makes it worth it. It makes it worth about as much as the 90 Donruss you see. So I kind of like it when there's no retail SKUs. Mark says, I thought 17 a year for 2 years. Then the A's gave Severino 67 for 3. Go figure. I'm thinking they'll trade him at the deadline. Yeah, this is the market. Like, this is the conversation I was having in my Cubs chat when the Cubs paid Matthew Boyd $29 million for 2 years. And I'm like, he's a fringe number 5. Like, he's going to be right now. He would be a number 4, number 5 in the rotation. The Cubs are hopefully going to sign another starting pitcher. He's like a 5. And if he's a 5, he's going to be in competition. They're like, well, you're not going to spend $29 million for competition at number 5. Yes, that's the market. The market, $14 million a year, is the market for a number 5 starter in Major League Baseball. And look at Montas, look at Severino. Like, these are just, that's the kind of stupid money that teams have to pay these days. George says, well, the folks was implied. Don't read too much into my ramblings. Bargain Boxer says, Bitcoin was 102 yesterday. It's 98 right now. It hit 103 yesterday at one point in time. No Secret Santa this year. No Secret Santa this year. Mark says, where are you getting 9-cent bubble mailers? Supplyhut.com. Supplyhut.com. And I think, let me double check my pricing on this. Supply Hut bubble mailers. Here, let's just share the screen. I didn't want to share this info without getting like an affiliate code, but fuck it. Supplyhut.com. I use the poly bubble mailers, and I really love these. I really love these bubble mailers. Was it the 5? The hell number was it? Was it 4x8? Might have been the 000s. So, and I think I got 1,000. Did I get 1,000 or did I get 2,000? What's the breakdown on price on this? I should be able to do that in my head, but I can't. So 70 divided by 1,000 is 7 cents. Oh, fuck. I could have done that in my head. So maybe it wasn't the 000s. Because I think I paid like 9 cents. Was it 5 by 10? Was it double zeros? So that's 12.9 cents for the double zeros. So yeah, it was one of those. I don't know if it was 4 by 8. So maybe it was 12 cents. Or maybe I bought two. What's the price breakdown on 2000? 254. So that's like 12 cents too, isn't it? 25 divided by 2, 12.5 cents. That's not much of a price break. Divided by 2000. That's 12.7 cents or 12.9 cents. So not much of a break between 1,000 and 2,000. So there you go. SupplyHut.com. There you go. Bargain Boxer with the answer. Supply Hut. Thank you, Cooter, for that advice on bubble mailers at Supply Hut. Severino's salary in 2025 is higher than the entire A's payroll in 2024. When I saw that come across, the A's, Severino, like, what? What? Card Collector says, what's even the point of Bowman? I love Bowman. There you go. Bargain Boxer with another answer. Prospects. Bargain Boxer. You have all the answers this morning. Card Collector says, I got a whole box of Fleer 80s and 90s Donruss baseball that cost about the same as most of those cards will in that 2024 Bowman. George says, Bowman is supposed to be the first card, which is not a rookie card, also not worth it. I talked about that in the video too. There you go. We're hitting on all the topics. Card Collector says, just go for the rookie cards in chrome or something. That dude says, were blaster boxes originally retail only years ago? I saw retail and hobby blasters the other day in the shop. So there's a little bit of a confusion on this. So I don't think, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there's such thing as hobby only blasters unless this is very new, unless this has just come out here recently with newer products. But you would see retail, you would see blaster boxes in hobby shops. Hobby shops can buy retail. Retail, like blaster boxes, they're not exclusive to Walmart, Target. Hobby boxes can order them too from their distributors. So I don't know if there's a hobby blaster only that's like a different SKU. That could be, but it's very new if it is. George says, meaning I talked about selling a prospect for $375. That's probably a $15 card a few years later. And sometimes it's the opposite way. Now, more times than not, that $375 card is worth $15. But every once in a while, that $15 card is worth $375 later. And that's the fun of Bowman. That's what I like about Bowman prospects is you can take a box and over the course of 3 years, you could hit on multiple players. At release, players like, I'm trying to think of a name that was super hot. I always use in 2017 was Kevin Maitan. You know, Kevin Maitan was the #1 autograph you could pull in 2017 Bowman. There was also another Braves prospect. His name is Ronald Acuna, was not near as valuable as Kevin Maitan. Fast forward a year, and that certainly changed. Kevin Maitan was still worth a decent amount in 2018, but they flip-flopped. Now you can get Kevin Maitan autos in the dollar box, and Acuna's are a lot. And so you can, Julio Rodriguez was kind of a late bloomer in terms of first Bowmans. All of a sudden it's like, wow, Julio Rodriguez. You know, I remember paper at one point was like $15 for a first Bowman paper of Julio Rodriguez. That was also, I think, during the crazy times. I don't think a first Bowman paper of Julio is going to go for that much today. Porter's here. What is the name of your new YouTube channel, George? Is it George's KBO Collections? My LCS has scalpers who raid retail from Wally World and Target. We had them here too. We had them here in Madison. I don't know if that's still the case, but a couple of years ago we did. George says, I think it's KBO Collections, but I'm honestly not sure. I had an identity crisis for a while. Unicorn Cupcake says, Bowman sounds a lot like Skill Games. It is. It's like Skill Games and crypto had a baby. Paul's here. What's going on? Paul Carl Cards in the house. That dude from Duryea says there are a lot of retail product diverter types supplying a lot of shops. Yes. How about we play Name That Player? I need some coffee. Let's play Name That Player. We've got a new round that began 2 weeks ago. We didn't do a show last Friday. So here's the scoreboard. We've got Peter and Max. Peter Max, great artist. Tied at the top with 3 points each. Card hobbyist Matt Like have 2. Shane and Dave and that dude from Duryea have 1 point apiece. We've got a mix today. Baseball, football, basketball on Name That Player. We've got a mix of, there's a little bit of vintage, not much. A lot of junk wax. There's a lot of junk wax in today's Name That Player. SoCal guy says, let's go. All right, first up. I would call this pre-junk wax. This is an easy one. I've got to get my phone out. Oh, it's right here. All right, where's my YouTube? I'm going to like this video, by the way. You can too. There's George's video. Popped right up on my feed. Building a brand that matters. Love it. I'll have to tune in. Free for all Friday. I'm sure we've got some correct answers. We got plenty of them. It's Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson, San Francisco Giants. Let's see. First one up was Peter. Peter was first with Robinson. All right. Peter takes the lead. 4 points. Oh, 4 points. All right. Next up. By the way, there was a lot at the same time. Here is the breakdown. Peter was first. Max was second. Scotty Dubs was third. Michael Renicky was fourth. Mark Marinello said Frank was fifth. Dave, you were sixth. All right. Next up, it's football. Vintage football. Wonder Bread All-Stars. Do you know who this is? It is Upshaw. Gene Upshaw. Gene Upshaw is correct. All right, Upshaw. Dave Arnold on the board. Next one's going to be tough. It's junk wax, but it's tough. All right, Dave Arnold with the point. He's at 2. Next one is tough, even though it's junk wax. All right. All right. Baseball junk wax. All right. Here we go. New York Yankees. Leaf Gold rookie. I think this guy was a pitcher. Martial law declared on George's internet speed. Hey, wow, we've got a correct answer. Uncle Rich. Holy shit. Mark Hutton. Wow. Mark Hutton is correct. Uncle Rich on the board. Let's see. I think that's is that your first point of this round? I believe it is. Mark Hutton. Peter says, give him 2 points for that one. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, next up. Seattle Seahawks, member of the 1,000-yard club back in the late 80s. And this running back he didn't even play in 3 games. Wait. How come it says he only rushed for 985 yards? That doesn't make any sense. Member of the Oh, this is interesting. I did not know this. Because there was a strike in the 1987 season. So that's why he didn't play 3 games. Editor's note, because it's like 1,000-yard club, but he only rushed for 985 yards. Due to the strike for part of the 1987 season, 750 yards is required for admittance for the 1,000-yard club. Did not know that. We've got some correct answers. It is Kurt Warner, by the way. Kurt with a C, not a K. Kurt Warner, Seattle Seahawks. Let's see. This is, I hate when this happens. I'm going to let the chat rule on this. You know what? I'm not going to give Michael Renicky the point because there was a Seattle Seahawks running back named Chris Warren. So I am not going to give Michael the credit for this. I'm going to give Scotty Dubs the point. Because Chris Warren was a Seahawks running back not long after Kurt Warner. So I'm not, I was going to let the chat decide, but I'm going to overrule and give this point to Scotty Dubs. Sorry, Michael Renicky. Unicorn Cupcake says you can't give it to Warren. Yep, I don't think we can give that one. So Scotty Dubs with a point. Scotty Dubs with, I thought Scotty Dubs had points. Did you not have points? Did I delete your points? Maybe not. I thought Scotty Dubs had points. Maybe not. Scotty Dubs. All right. Next up. Let's see. There you go. Uncle Rich confirms they lost 3 games that season. All right. Okay. It is his first. Now we go to basketball. Junk Wax basketball. Cleveland Cavaliers. It is not Jones. It is Terrell Brandon. Michael Renicky. He gets it this time. Michael Renicky. Terrell Brandon is correct. Michael Renicky with, is that your first? That's Michael's first point this round. So Rich, Scotty, and Michael Renicky with their first points of the new round. All right, next up. Oh, baseball. This is like vintage baseball. Like pre-vintage. It is a Hall of Famer. This guy is a Hall of Famer. Cracker Jack. I guess this is pre-war. This is for some reason I was thinking this was Gowdy, but it's Cracker Jack when I picked up the card. One of those reprints. Let's see. I think we've got a correct answer though. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's see. It is not Mathewson. It is not Wayner. It is not Johnson. It is Alexander. Philly Joe with the correct answer. Grover Cleveland Alexander. Philly Joe with the point. A one-time Cub. And that's Philly Joe's first. Oops. All right. Next up, football. Quarterback. It's a quarterback. So you can start typing in quarterbacks. You're probably not going to get it, though. You type now, probably not going to get it. All right, now you can get it. Washington Redskins quarterback. All right, this is not Mark Rippon. Not Heath Schuler. Stan Humphries is correct. Max with the point. Stan Humphries. A lot of Washington Redskins quarterbacks being named out. Not Gus Frerotte. Not Joe Theismann. Not Mark Rippon. Not Hostetler or Gannon or Stouffer. Stan Humphries. Max back in a tie at the top with Peter. All right, next. Baseball. Kansas City Royals. And he was a Diamond King. Diamond King. Fun fact, at the Cubs convention last year, I walked into my hotel room and this guy was standing in my hotel room with others. He's a friend of Club 400. And Dave Arnold also was in that hotel room. Let's see. It is McRae. It's Brian McRae. I'll take McRae. I'm not going to take Hal, though. Hal is incorrect. That's Brian, his son. First McRae was Mike. Oh, ooh. Michael, you're giving me fits this morning. Michael Renicky first put Hal, and then he put McRae. What do I do? Do I give Michael the point for McRae, or do I wait until we get a Brian McRae? That dude from Duryea was the first with Brian. Porter wants his Club 400 a gangbang. No, it's not. All right. We're going to strike this point. Nobody gets a point. Max says whoever said McRae first. What? Okay, we'll let the chat decide. And I should that was on me. I should have said I need first name. Scott says give it to Michael. Michael was the first to say McRae. But he also said Hal. He said Hal first, and then he said McRae. So we'll let the chat decide. Let's see. Give it to McRae. So we're going to give it to Michael. Michael was the first to say McRae. So we'll give it to Michael. All right. Next, we got Junk Wax Football. New York Giants. Oh, I gave you too much away. You can start typing in Junk Wax Giants. Junk Wax Giants. All right. There we go. So point goes to Michael. All right. Junk Wax Giants. All right. Well, we don't have anything on there. All right. So let's see if anybody has. There is no. Okay. Rodney Hampton is not Rodney Hampton, not Dave Meggett, not Lawrence Taylor, not Matt Williams. New York Giants, not San Francisco. Not Hostetler. Let's see. Not Tyrone Wheatley, not Harry Carson, not Carl Banks. It's not Collins. It's not Pepper Johnson. It's a punter. Who's the punter? There we go. Scotty Dubs. Sean Landetta. Scotty Dubs with the point. All right. Scotty Dubs with 2 points. More Junk Wax coming up. Junk Wax Baseball next. All right. Scotty Dubs. Rich has some trivia for us. Landetta was the last USFL player to be in the NFL. Interesting. All right. Junk Wax. Oh, to make life easier on me, we're going to get a Post-it note on this one. Since the name's on the. Oh, this is tough. All right. St. Louis Cardinals. It is not Lee Smith. It's not Dan Quisenberry. Todd Zeal is correct. Todd Zeal and Scotty Dubs with another point. Scotty Dubs, Todd Zeal, home run hero. All right. So Scotty Dubs moving up the scoreboard. Is that 3 now for Scotty Dubs? 3 points. And he is now in third place. Where are we at? Okay, there we are. All right, next up. Rich wants to know how he compared. Let's see. Zeal was first, or Scotty Dubs was first. Rich was second. Scott Rowland was guessed right between you guys. All right. Next up, New Orleans Saints. We got another 1,000-yard club member for the New Orleans Saints. It is not Joe Horn. It is Dalton Hilliard, though. Michael Renicky gets 2 guesses off and still gets the point. Dalton Hilliard is correct. Dalton Hilliard. Michael Renicky moving up. Now he's tied with Scotty Dubs. All right. Next, we're going mid-90s basketball. Mid-90s basketball. All right, next up, New Jersey Nets. New Jersey Nets. Kind of a tough one. Not Jones. Not Kerry Kittles. Not Derek Coleman. We got a correct answer. It's PJ Brown, Unicorn Cupcake with the point. PJ Brown. Rookie sensation. That's the first point for Unicorn Cupcake. Unicorn. And we're down to the last card of the day. And it's early 80s football. PJ Brown is correct. All right. Early 80s football. Hall of Famer. San Diego Chargers. Kellen Winslow is correct. Max with the point. Kellen Winslow. And I believe Max takes the lead with that point. Where are we at? Where are we at? Max with 5, and he does move ahead of Peter. So we've got Max in first, Peter in second, a tie for third between Scotty Dubs and Michael Renicky. Move that up here. And there we go. After 2 weeks, there is your scoreboard. Junior, yeah, Kellen Winslow Jr., I think, is in prison. He did some really fucked up shit. So yeah, I don't think he's a member of society. Senior or junior? Yeah, that was senior. Yeah, that was senior. We'll take Kellen Winslow. All right, so hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Visit my eBay store, 99centcards.com. I've got auctions ending tonight, about 50 auctions ending tonight. We've got auctions running almost every night at 99centcards.com. I've got some new buy it now items that have been added, so check those out. Buy 7 or more at regular price, you'll save 25% off at checkout. That's only applicable for buy it now at regular price. Come see me in St. Charles, Illinois tomorrow. Kane County Fairgrounds, St. Charles Card Show, 200 tables. I'll be set up with plenty of quarter boxes with new inventory. Going to be a great show. St. Charles, Illinois, Kane County Fairgrounds tomorrow. Hope to see you there. With that, there will not be a Hobby Evolution tomorrow, but we'll be back on Sunday morning to review Saturday's card show. So I'll see you Sunday morning. Like, subscribe, have a great Friday, and I'll see you, if not tomorrow, I'll see you Sunday.